Today on One, your daily dose of local affairs and social media commentary.
Today on One, Air Namibia crash lands in high debt. Education Ministry records improved grades despite COVID-19 outbreak. Previous Rehoboth Town Council allegedly sells plot without owner's consent. And NASP holds first ranking shoot for 2021.
National airline Air Namibia has crash-landed due to the mismanagement by the previous and current leadership. Unions representing the aligning airline's employees stated that political interference in business operations, employment of incompetent and unqualified people are some of the reasons why the airline is suffering today. Concerned employees gathered in front of the headquarters to inform the nation that they are willing to save the airline. The Namibia Cabin Crew Union, Namibia Transport and Allied Workers Union, the Namibia Airline Pilots Association said that the lease agreement for the A330 should be made public, and an explanation is needed as to why they cannot operate on the Frankfurt route.
We should not shy away from the A330s used on the Frankfurt route. The route itself is profitable. However, the lease agreement and the underutilization of the equipment are contributing factors to the losses incurred. We therefore call on the details of the A330 lease to be made public. This is where it gets interesting. The shareholder, the government, will then have to use the taxpayers' money in tune of more than 2 billion to pay to a foreign company with an expectation and return the aircraft. This is just for the A330s. Is the Namibian public, albeit everything the COVID has done to the economy, willing to see such amount of money paid out to an American company?
With 4 board members recently resigning from the airline, the unions added that they will do everything in their power to bring those responsible for the current conditions of the airline to justice.
The board of directors resigned. We need to ask our questions. What was the reason for resigning? And we need to look into the period they were here as well. We have to look into those periods. There were different CEOs, MDs here as well. We have to go back. The board themselves are talking about historical debt and all those things. Let's go to the history. Let's go and research the history, and let's see if somebody is implicated in a mismanagement process. Let's get those people. Whether they left the airline 10 years ago, let's pursue them. Vicarious liability.
In conclusion, Amupanda stated that the Minister of Finance is committed to finding a solution, and they are looking forward to a fruitful outcome.
Seamless fit for everybody. Feel nothing but comfortable all day long. In seamless bras, just $49.99. Why pay more? Bye-bye panty lines. Hello, beautiful. With boy leg panties for only $29.99. Get much more in store just for you. Life's better with Pep.
A total of 113,362 candidates, both high-level and ordinary level, hold a new curriculum set for the 2020 national examinations in 21 subjects at 180 full-time centers and 77 part-time centers. Presenting the results, the Minister of Education, Arts and Culture notes that for ordinary level, full-time and part-time candidates, the class of 2020 shows an improvement, with 0.4%, and a reduction in ungraded entries to 0.5 compared to the previous year.
Regarding the quality of grades, which is 1 to 3, that are required at most institutions of higher learning, a cumulative percentage of 63.5 was obtained, showing an improvement of 2.5 when compared to 61.0 achievement in 2019. Now we go to the comparison of Namibia Senior Secondary Certificate high-level results over the past 3 years for full-time candidates only now. We focus on full-time candidates. High level, The cumulative percentage at a specific grade, for example, grade 3, represents the percentage of subject entries that scored 3 and better. Grade 1 improved with 0.4. Grade 2 improved with 3.1. Grade 3 improved with 2.5, and grade 4 went down with 0.2, while ungraded are at 0.2. The above comparison in Table 1 shows an improvement throughout the quality grades of 0 to 2. It also shows reduction at grade 4, which is actually a move in the right direction, meaning we are having more entries graded at higher levels, which is 1, 2, and 3. Having an improvement at quality grades resonates with our efforts for quality learning outcomes.
Rukonga Vision School and St. Boniface College have maintained their top positions as best performing public school and private school on high level as well as ordinary level respectively. Cheda Sophia from St. Paul's College takes the first position as best overall performer on high level nationally, while Awases Gideona from St. Boniface College takes the first position for best overall performer on ordinary level.
Those that obtain C and 3 or better grades are 24.1% of the candidates. Those can go to degrees and those can go to universities. And then you have got those that qualifies with D and 4. They are 42.6% of the candidates. Yeah, and there is always an improvement compared to last year. For those with C and 3 or better, this year we stand at 24.1%, while last year we stood at 23.3%. This year for D to 4, we stand at 42.6%, and last year we stood at 42.1%. Those ones that can go to degrees and diplomas at universities. Now, 6,448 full-time candidates representing 24.1 achieved the C or better grade at ordinary level or 3 or better grade at higher level. This cohort may qualify for admission to institutions of higher learning for degree courses. An improvement of 0.8 is observed in this regard compared to 2019.
The ministry has also observed malpractice and maladministration of the national examinations, of which Nipondoka says results of some candidates and specific centers where irregularities were detected have been withheld pending investigation.
We can't wait to get together again, to welcome new friends, meet up with old ones, and play until the sun comes up. We can't wait to fill our stadiums again. In fact, we can't wait to get the whole gang together. But until then, let's stay safe.
Community Voices proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation. Good today, better tomorrow.
A widow and a mother of one is facing eviction from the home she has occupied for 10 years after the previous Rehoboth Town Council allegedly sold the property to a second party without notifying her. 46-year-old Juliana Brendel was given a notification to vacate her home located in Block G in November last year. This came about after the previous Rehoboth Town Council allegedly sold the property to a second party without her knowledge.
Ek staan vandag hier voor Town Council oor 'n erf wat ek van my wat hulle verkoop het, wat hulle vir my aangewys het te verkoop uit die erf van 'n second person. Ek is Juliana Brendel. My man is oorlede, is nou al 5 jaar. Ek is vrou alleen met 1 klein kind. Ek moet nou opstaan van die erf af, weet nie wat toe nie. Dis hoekom ek vandag hier voor Town Council by die meier staan. Die meier sal my help dat ek aan my erf kan bou. Town Council het die erf verkoop aan 'n volgende persoon. Terwyl ek op die erf sit, het hulle die erf verkoop. So ek sit nou sonder erf, weerloos. Ja, ek moet die 17de November al die erf verlaat het. Maar ek sit nou nog steeds op die erf, want meneer Kagap moet mos dan nou vir my 'n brief gekom gee het, dat ek moet verder moet gaan op 'n ander erf of op dieselfde erf, maar het nog niks vir my gekom gee nie. Dis hoekom ek nog steeds op die erf sit.
The Hartap Regional Commissioner Willie Hostreet is assisting the widow in the matter and said that Brenda's case is just one of the few cases in Rehoboth.
This is one lady, Miss Juliana. She's one of the other victims which complained to me yesterday about an erven which was being allocated to her in 2010. She and the husband was allocated on a double erf. And the other person get the ministerial approval or whatever they call it, the T30 or what. And she complained to me yesterday that the council handed over an eviction notice to her. That she already actually in November, that she must vacate the erf because it's sold now. But in the meantime, we find out that the person who sold it, to which the council intended to sell it, actually sell it again already. To the next person. So actually it was not in need. This lady is sitting there for 10 years, 10, 15 years already on the earth. And she has a little daughter. Now they want to relocate her to a Block H area behind the graveyard where there is actually nobody else in the surrounding vicinity yet, of which they also allocated some people but did not give the people the actual erven yet.
Hawkstreet further said that this is a devastating situation for the Brendel family and hopes that the council finds a befitting solution.
Community Voices proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation. Good today, better tomorrow.
The National Archery in Schools program in Namibia held its first ranking shoot for 2021 in Ocho. 61 archers from 10 schools and clubs across Namibia participated in the event. Archery in Namibia is slowly gaining popularity as many young and old players are growing accustomed to the sport. This year, 61 archers from 10 different schools across the country, including Community Hope and St. Paul's College, took part in the shoot.
We also had some junior archers who did so well, and some of them even made it into the Namibian development team. Now we have already always part of that team. and we're still working on getting more junior members in the team. So far, we are going to get 15 junior players from AISTN camp, which is a school in Katutura as well. So we want the team to grow from within the community.
More and more youth from Katutura are starting to develop a liking towards the so-called rich man's sport, like Andila Jarsak, who scooped 4 silver medals at this year's ranking shoot.
But the first round I shot the 274. It was not part of what I wanted to shoot, but then I kept composure and cool under pressure. The second round I shot the highest score for the day, which was a 292, and then the third round I just shot a 286 just to keep my points high to be able to be in the top 3, and then I made it in the top 3. I got 2 silver bullseye round, and then just 2 points behind the gold in the overall, which was my 3D scoring, which was a 269 with the 852 that I got with my overall from the three rounds that I shot on the bullseye, and then with that I got a silver again.
Archery is an expensive sport that requires money, time and training to stay in the game, says Coach Matambo. However, with institutions like Community Hope School and others, underprivileged youth from previously disadvantaged minority groups can also participate.
To connect with the kids.
When you're saying things that degrade women, for me, number one, I am not there, because that is basically what I don't believe in. I don't stand for things that degrade women.
What do you think we can add? What can we put in the basket? First of all, let's put Blossom back in the basket.
Look at the person like, man, let's do a song.
Let's do something.
Just
let's
like
collaborate.
Let's collaborate.
The Americans were claiming us.
Yes, exactly. To the rest of the world, they belong to us. Namibia, Baba, Namibia.
I'll help you carry on.
Creating music and putting some stuff out for the people who've been supporting me, that's definitely something that's next on my list.
In other leading stories, Steve Bika-Boyce, the former Okahanja Regional Constituency Councillor, stands accused of raping his 18-year-old daughter. Boyce appeared in the Okahanja Magistrates Court on the 3rd of February on charges of 2 counts of rape and 2 counts of incest. His case has been postponed to the 8th of April 2021 due to outstanding statements from the psychologist and or social worker's report and laboratory results. His application for bail has been denied on the grounds that the state fears that he may interfere in the investigations. The public prosecutor, Veruka Njembo, stated that granting bail will not be in the interest of the public as well as the interest of the administration of justice, and that it may send a wrong message to society, taking into account the current rise in domestic violence matters in our society, as well as violence against women and children. A bail statement was also provided by the complainant that indicates that she fears for her life if the accused is released on bail. In defense of the accused, legal practitioner Trevor Brockenhoff stated in court that his client, Steve Bika-Boyce, is politically endangered and fear that his life might be endangered in Okahanja, requesting that he be transferred to the CS holding cells instead of being detained in Okahanja, a request which was granted by the court. Further investigation on the matter continues.
Welcome to Comments Corner, your daily dose of local comments from the hottest social media pages. The Sopo Party Youth League Secretary for Education revealed that they are approached with complaints from parents who are asked to pay for stationery and learning material despite the government's universal primary education grants. Martha said that she did not expect the SPYL Secretary for Education to make that statement because the government is providing very little. Dallas said that he does not want to hear about free education anymore because they are spending so much on stationery already. Rona said they should come give clarity and differentiate between not paying school and buying stationery. Sylvia said that he does not understand why Ipinge had to come to the media instead of just getting in touch with his comrades from the ministry. Hans Rudolph said the government must come out and clarify whether school funds are compulsory or not. Olivia said the ministry will go live on television telling the nation that education is free but will only fund half the expenses of schools and tell them to find alternatives. Napewa said the SPYL secretary is late because parents have been buying stationery for years. Reynolds said when they were at school during the time of apartheid, their parents did not pay for stationeries, only for school uniform. And that is all from Comments Corner. Be sure to post your comments on our social media pages for broadcast every day only on to DN1.
I'm feeling so bad because of I have been arrested. We are trying to sell to provide our kids with food, but the police they come to arrest us.
I was literally apprehended in Independence Avenue. I mean, there was no prior communications with the police or with Bonn or Benga Namibia. These guys literally just apprehended us on surprise.
And when you are talking in a manner that is exaggerated about brutality in this country, I should ask you in which country you live.
Yes, I can confirm that indeed there were 2 cell phones that were found after a search was conducted at the cells that the Fish Road accused us staying.
Do you understand the amount of money that the government has spent on the fight against COVID-19? Could they have spent 300 million on tracing people and managing people? Is that even possible?
Win free airtime with One Africa TV. Share your comments on the channel. WhatsApp your feedback, name and town to 081 200 6659. One Africa TV. It just gets better.
A look at the weather forecast. The Namibia interior partly cloudy and hot to very hot with a few to isolated thunder showers in the Commerce, Otjadon-Juba, Omaheke, Kavango East and Zambezi regions. The coast partly cloudy and cool to warm with fog patches and the wind light to fresh southwesterly. Now we look at minimum and maximum temperatures across the country and beyond.
We know the world is a crazy place right now, but don't panic. Take a breath. Slow down. Or better yet, stop completely. We'll still be here when everything settles down. In this time of uncertainty, look to nature. She has all the answers, you know. We're not only giving ourselves time to reset, we're giving nature time to restore, revive, restart. We're saving ourselves and we're saving the world. Stay home now so that we can welcome you to Namibia again soon. Yes, the world's a crazy place right now, but don't despair. Find the joy, cherish hope, breathe. Take a moment, take a few, and someday soon you'll once again be able to stare in wonder at this magnificent view. The world's a crazy place right now, but don't worry, we'll still be here. We'll see you again soon.
In a time of uncertainty, false news, and fear, learn on. While the world scrambles to make new sense, while the experts turn around in circles, trying to find their way back to tomorrow. Learn on. When classrooms become empty cathedrals and the trees start to bear answers, learn on. Learn on until every parent is a teacher and every teacher is a mentor. Learn on until you cross the boundaries of your mind, until you grow eyes and sprout wings. My friend, learn on. On sidewalks, on the floor, at the neighbors, in the market, in hallways, in churches, under trees, at kitchen tables, in riverbeds. Learning doesn't only happen between four walls. Learning happens in the small space of your enormous, beautiful mind. Start where you are. Use what you have. Learn on one. Invite learning in.
BBC World News, the biggest African